Can everyone hear me well?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, please.
Okay. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker, which is also my mentor, my friend, and someone who has been supported me throughout my journey finishing my study previously. So we would like to welcome Professor Zhang Xuelei. He has been with the first Institute of Oceanography since 1998, and he's also a member of Pilot National Lab for Marine Science and Technology in Qingdao since 2015. He received his PhD from the University of China and has been devoted in studies of marine biology and ecology for 20 years. He has more than 130 publications and 9 academic awards, and has been extensively studying Irrawaddy dolphins and dugongs in the seas of Southeast Asia. He also has been promoting modern telemetry methods of bioacoustics, UAV, the drones, USV, and etc., to the study of marine mammals in this region. His current research projects include study of marine endangered species, deep sea biodiversity, and variations of marine ecosystem. He's also chairing the National Key R&D project for onset mitigations of green alga blooms. Besides that, he's also the principal investigator for the IOC Westpac project and China-ASEAN Maritime Cooperation Fund study, the regional study of marine endangered species, the marine mammal and sea turtles. He's also an active member of the North Pacific Marine Science Organizations, Marine Birds and Mammals. So without further ado, let me welcome you, Professor Zhang Xuelei from First Institute of Oceanography, China. Please, Professor Zhang, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Harold. So, can you see the screen I shared?
Yes, the screen is shared. You just need to slideshow it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you everybody for joining my talk. So, I would like to introduce our work, which is titled the MALA, a short name for our integrated observation and study of marine migratory megafauna. This is a joint work from our work, including me and Dr. Saifullah from UMT, Dr. Gongyan from PMBC, Thailand, and also Dr. Gong Setik from the Maritime University, Raja Ali Haji from Indonesia, and Dr. Juanita Jose from the Sabah, University of Malaysia Sabah. Okay, so let me brief you with the concept of marine migratory megafauna, or we give a short for the MQ. Why we study them? What are they? Most of them are either top predators or grazers, like the dolphins, whales, and dugong sea turtles. And they are icons of a healthy ecosystem and friends to humans. And because they are migrating species, so they are highly connected. And in that sense, to conserve MQ is to conserve the whole marine ecosystem. So why integrate? Firstly, because the ecosystem is complicated network. So we need to integrate our multi-levels of organization. And secondly, our exploration of the marine MQ is multi-dimensional, because we need to integrate the multidisciplinary approaches and methods. And thirdly, our targets migrate over a great spatial scale. So we need to integrate efforts from various partners. So what to study for them? We need to study many aspects of the M2. Most importantly, our priority is the structure of the population so that we can estimate the feeding pressure and healthy and biodiversity. And also we need to study the habitats and migration. So that's what's their home range and when and where they feed. And to study their praise or the food availability for them and their behaviors, swimming, reproduction, so on. And how to study it? Our faculty is very difficult or extremely difficult to study them because according to the regulations, we cannot bring this animal to our lab for study. We need to go to their home to study in the nature. So this is very time and labor limited consuming and many times very expensive. Well, in short, it's not easy to get data example to analyze for this study. That's why we came up from the traditional medicine diagnosis used in China. We use 4 approaches. That's the name of VALA came. So firstly is watch. In Chinese is one. That is using the optical method, either using the bare eyes or equipped with with binoculars, cameras, so on. The secondly is the ask. In Chinese is when. We either make interviews of local people to get the local ecological knowledge, or we use the modern techniques like the active acoustics. The thirdly is listen, L. In Chinese is when. That's mostly we use the passive acoustic. And fourthly is the analysis. In Chinese is here. That is when we get sample and get the big data from all its studies, we analyze and compile. It generate a more essentially inclusive result. So in the following, I will give some example from our study and our colleagues' study. Firstly is watch, W. People has using the aerial survey for studying of MQ for some time. But this type of method has its shortcomings, like it's expensive and need to respect strict regulation of air traffic control, and difficult to get convenient and sharp images, although the efficiency is low because the pilot can need to pilot one side and the observer can only observe the other side, and it has limited weather, many things, and also because it need to fly at low latitude and slow speed, so it's very dangerous sometimes. So, but nowadays, the UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles, or either drones or the fixed wings, provide the new opportunity for us to conduct the aerial survey or observation of these animals. So this is just an example from our study in the Libang Island, Sea of Thailand. So with these observations, we got a lot of images, and from that we extracted the information of the dugong and the turtles, so we can map their distribution and count their individual numbers. So they are, because we know that the dugong and the green turtle, they both feed on seagrass. But from the result, we can see that they are somewhat segmented from each other. And also from these images we can extract the size information for them. And because the size are related with their age, we can estimate their age structure. And also from the mother and calf pairs, we can estimate the reproductive rate for the dugongs. And next is the A, ask, and L, listen protest studies. So we meaning that for the active acoustics, meaning that we emit the sound from our boat. We produce the sound, the source is from us. And when the sound hits the target, they bounce back and we analyze the bounce back signals. For the passive acoustic, meaning that we just listen to the sound made by the animal. So this is one example. We use the active acoustic to map the seagrass beds, because many a time, in many cases, the seagrass they grow in the turbid water, so difficult using the common remote sensing method. But the acoustic method can avoid such a shortcoming. And for the passive acoustic or bioacoustic methods, there has been a lot of research in the world. This is just a statistic of the study globally until 2015. We can see that in the study mostly occurs in the more developed area like the US and Europe and Australia, but in our part, it's very limited. So we use this method to study the dugong, also the elevated dolphin in lagoon Xuelei in Thailand, Gulf of Thailand. This lagoon is a very large lagoon, about 1,000 square kilometers, but the elevated dolphin population is very small, only more than 10 individuals. So, and because they are very shy to human peoples, and many times they are scattered in the water. So you can imagine such a small population size in a so huge area is extremely difficult. And also they are so sensitive to humans. So we need to use in a more efficient method to get their hotspot so that we can collect their photo information to estimate their population exact size. So in the top, in the lower left, I show you the high spatial hotspots we generate from the moving array of acoustic recordings. But only this result was still not enough, because, as I mentioned, the dolphins were very sensitive to humans. When they heard our engine, boat engine, the string one, they will try to escape. So that's why even we know their potential visual hotspots, and when we use our boat to go there for observation, we still have a huge difficulty to get them, to find them. So we reanalyzed this data and found that we have temporal hotspots too. What is their temporal hotspot? This is after a long time, meaning that we listen to our boat engine sound, when we left for the land for our lunch, and they will come. And when we finished our lunch, return to the lake, they escape again. So this is a mismatch of our activity in the lagoon. So knowing that this result, we adapt our observation strategy. We can successfully and easily to sight and watch the activity in the lagoon. This is one simple example. Another passive acoustic study of the Irrawaddy dolphin was from the Bay of Brunei, water between the Brunei and East Malaysia. There, the population, the dolphins were not so sensitive to humans, but they were still sensitive to interactions from humans. This is a case where we use the clicks to infer their response to human activities. In the top is a normal clicks, like zzz, zzz. But in the lower, there were two cases when the dolphins were suddenly chased by the boat, or there was a boat suddenly turned on. Their click signals became immediately response to the human interaction. Were like there's a explosion. So this is another case from our passive acoustic study. Actually, this is a work done by Hairo, our session chair, during her doctor study. So in her study, he was able to extract the typical, sound types made by these dolphin, their resource. From this result, we can know that although the sound came from different organs in the dolphin from our humans, they use their nose to produce sound, while we use our throats to produce sound. But we can see that we share some common feature, like either they're flat, up, down, and either concave or concave. In the top four, we can produce, but in the last two, humans were difficult unable to produce that kind of sound. This is just a simple and interesting result. This is another study by the Akamatsu, our Japanese colleague. They use the sound, listening to the sound to the grazing by the dugongs when they feed on the seagrass. They can use the sound and pulse difference to infer what seagrass species they were feeding. And more. So the figure I show you are several species of fish that is bred by the Irrawaddy dolphin in the Bay of Brunei. These pre-fish, they can produce their sound, the typical sounds too. So meaning that when we were studying the dolphins, when we listen to the dolphin sounds, we can also listen and collect the information of their pre-fish at the same time. So this saves our efforts and also help us to promote the conservation, because in many times in the habitat of these dolphins, we are forbidden to make controls or using the net to get the sample of the fish. But by listening to the sound, we can estimate. So in the sum, bioacoustic method is difficult or is better to detect efficiently and they are it's a non-invasive, and they can be conducted for day and night and continuous for a long time monitoring. So, and also we can collect the information from both MQ and their prey. Now I give you an example for the A. Another A is the big data analysis. That's big. This figure show you a sum up of the study using the this method, the satellite telemetry globally. Again, in our region, fewer studies have been conducted. And also another method approach is using the radio telemetry, which I will not going to introduce here details. This telemetry method has its advantage, it can be used to track the long period migration of the animals and also continuous monitoring habitat. But also it has its shortcomings because we must to put this back to the animals, which also present challenges. Another approach for the A is that we can take the very minor tissue sample from the animal and to conduct a molecular or atom analysis, for the lipids or stable isotope to infer their feeding habitats or age, and to use to analyze their hormones level to infer their reproductive status, gender, and to conduct genetic analysis to infer their subpopulations, family relationships. This is some case studies from our region. On the left was a study by our Thailand colleagues. We use satellite telemetry tagging for the Bruce whale. We can see that although there were not so many tagging cases, but one successful case did generate a very useful result, which show that the Bruce whale, they can swim or transfer or travel a whole circle from the north to the south, then back to the north again, about 1 week. So the Gulf of Thailand for us is a big area, but for them, just a little case. And in the middle, I show you the tag routes of the migration routes of the hawksbill turtle. And when we mirror this, the migration route with the currents in this area, we can see that they very much use the currents this their travel in the Gulf. On the right, I show you two cases for the green turtle tagging study. One is in the Gulf of Thailand, which we tag the rescued green turtle. On the lower right is the we use a local cabinet to catch the green turtle and tag and monitor their moving behavior. These two detailed results I will present in the afternoon session. And this is another case for A from our study for the green turtle. We can, using the molecular method, we can see from our data that traditionally we assume the ocean presents a physical boundary between the Westpac and the Southeast Asian area for the two populations, major populations of green turtle. But from our study, we can see that there actually have been genetic exchange between these supposed physically barrier populations. To me, that this is using the molecular method, we can get a very subtle but very sensitive result to assist our conservation. And because nowadays we are using more and more our modern method, we can get a lot more information and data, which presents another new difficulty for us to analyze the data. Because the data is big data, we cannot using the traditional simple data, either by visual or going through the images one by one by our eyes, or go through the sound by our ears, just listen, see, our targets, which present not a feasibility. So in this case, I introduced a recent work using the anthropogenic intelligence to detect and extract the information from our photo banks. So from this, we can effectively extract the target animals' position, size, so that we can also count these animals. With this software, we can produce data in the images in a much more efficient way. So this is what I have presented earlier. Case study, Rebound Island. So with this method I've been presented recently, we have been working to make a new platform to integrate our study in one platform, like using the USV, or we call it unmanned surface vessel, or just a robot boat. With this platform, we can measure the environmental parameters like the temperature, so on. At the same time, to record the sound or even video from the MQ or target animals and their prey, and to check these the samples for the water sample. And we have successfully applied this platform for our operation in Thailand from the Taliban Island, and also in the Bay of Brunei.
Prof. Zhang, you have 5 more minutes.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So this is give you some sense of our real observation, integrating the USV and UAV for our study of the innovative dolphin in the Bay of Brunei. So this is the image shot by the UAV about us, and in the center of the image was the USV, which using both above sea observation and also underwater recording observation. And in the left and up, there were 2 dolphins. And in the lower right was the fishing boat and our operating boat. So you can see that the dolphin were quietly, behave as normal, because you can see the distance from our boat. Actually, the UNSV can approach them very slightly because it's using the electronic engine. The noise is very little after we analyze text signals recorded. So this real integrate steerage platform, we can observe the dolphins behavior very efficient, and also from a new different angle to get interesting data. So to wrap up, VALA is our framework using the 4 major approaches for our study of the marine migratory megafauna. And our vision is to using VALA to contribute to the post-2020 global biodiversity framework to meet the smart targets, smart vision, and also to contribute to the UN target and also the UN decade of ocean science by promoting our method and knowledge. For this VALA, we have already established a partnership across China in this region, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, and so on. And we thank our sponsors from the China ASEAN Maritime Cooperation Fund, the UNESCO RC, WestPac Subcommission, the National KID Program of China, the China Ocean Mineral Resources R&D Association, and the funding agencies for our local partners. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Zhang, for the presentation just now. Voila, we have to watch and we have to. It's a very interesting presentation. I only learned about Voila recently during the World Ocean Week a few days back. So we will open for Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can just write out your questions at the chat on the next platform, and we can try to answer for you. Is there any questions? So Prof. Zhang, so before we're waiting for another question, for a question from the audience, I would like to ask you, what is your current status of Voila project now?
You mean our field work progress, or?
Yes, your work progress in terms of this activity that you have done here.
Actually, we had to, to observe this new condition because of the pandemic disease. But with this passive acoustic, we have been, managed to make a demo system to using them to observe the tunnels purpose in our area, where we can, know the occurrence and possibly the population size of the tunnels purpose in our region. And also we are trying to using them into study the dugongs and also the ruddy dolphins in our study area in Thailand and Malaysia as well.
All right. So for the participants, we are currently temporarily unmute your log for the chat. If you want to ask directly, you can just unmute your button and you can ask directly to Professor Zhang Xuelei. Is there any question that we would like to hear from the participants? Do we have questions? Anyone? Okay, Professor Zhang, you can stop sharing your video now. Then we'd like to conclude. Stop sharing.
I can't go back to the.
You have to put your cursor up to the top of the slide, and then they will see something coming down from there.
Okay. Oh,
Can you do it?
difficult to manage. Okay.
Okay, can you do that? All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Since there's no questions and we are kind of like running out of time, and we are going to go for our session room. So I would like to say thank you to Professor Zhang for the presentation. It was lovely. We hope that we will get to continue to do our work again in the future. And for the all participants, you can enter your room A, B, C accordingly, and we can start our sessions 1A, 1B, and 1C momentarily. Before we end, I would like to say thank you everyone for watching with us, and hopefully you have a wonderful conference. Till then, Assalamualaikum and goodbye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Zhang.